The first round of Madagascar's presidential election, initially scheduled for November 9th, has been postponed by a week following the injury of a candidate during an opposition demonstration, the High Constitutional Court has announced. The election, in which incumbent President Andry Rajoelina is a candidate, has been in the making for several weeks in a climate that continues to deteriorate. Former President Marc Ravalomanana said he had sustained a leg injury early October when police and soldiers fired tear gas to disperse a gathering of his supporters and those of other candidates challenging the incumbent president. Here's a report.
This is Antananarivo, the capital of Madagascar. Police just dispersed a crowd of opposition supporters. This is not uncommon here. It happens every election year.
We organized a peaceful march, but they responded like bandits. Every candidate was bombarded with tear gas. This is not surprising, given that the current government, led by Prime Minister Nitse Christian, is a government governed by bandits.
The Indian Ocean island is gearing up for the presidential polls. Marchers have been demanding changes to the officials running the Election Commission and the formation of a special court to hear election disputes. They also want the current president to be disqualified from running on the grounds that he is not a Madagascan citizen, an accusation he has in the past dismissed. 11 of the 13 candidates running said they would abstain from campaigning in protest until their grievances are addressed.
We are not afraid at all because we are here as Madagascar protecting our homeland. We are protecting our country for the Malagasy people. The power of the Malagasy who have already lost their nationality must be removed.
The High Court in the country had other plans. It ordered a one-week postponement of the November election. The High Constitutional Court moved the polls to November 16 from November 9 and maintained the second round of election on December 20. The court gave no reason for the change. The incumbent president, Andry Rajoelina, is not pleased with the court's move.
Listen, I'm all ears and we're moving forward. Every year, every 5 years, we can't allow a small segment of the population or candidates to block the electoral process.
But he carries on with his campaigning. He wants to retain power and rule for another term. Many opposition figures don't like Rajoelina or his government. They have continuously held protests against what they call an institutional coup to keep Rajoelina in power. The 49-year-old leader resigned last September in line with the constitution in order to run for re-election. Rajoelina first took power in 2009 on the back of a coup that toppled Marc Ravalomanana, who was forced to flee the country and live in exile. Rajoelina dismissed mediation talks from the African Union or a compromise. He continued to rule the island nation and even appointed his own prime minister. After not running in the 2013 election due to international pressure, he was voted back into power in 2018. He has since held the reins in a country that remains among the poorest in the world despite vast natural resources, even though the Indian Ocean island is aiming for its third peaceful election since the upheaval of 2009. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.